So as we continue to work towards putting a deal together on Lakeshore Road in Wainfleet, status update. We have an accepted offer with Kevin, and we're reaching the deadline for his clients to put together financing. So now let's hear from Kevin about where he's at with everything.
Last week I put in a offer and we got it accepted on Joe's listing with my buyers, and we've come to a point where we've run into a little bit of a bump in the road. We've got some complexities with the amount of land with the house, and it's taking the financing a little bit longer than we anticipated. Now I have to try and get an extension from the listing side, as well as a slight deposit modification. So I'm gonna have to try and work with Joe and work on him to get this done for my side and see if we can keep the deal together.
So I talked to the seller and he understands. He does respect being able to give 7 days extension for financing, but for the deposit, he thinks that it should remain the way it was. Make it work, and if not, thank you.
What we'll have to do is just sign a mutual release that releases you guys from the purchase contract. We'll just have to stay in touch, and once you're comfortable with that, we can get it sold and try and pick this property back up, because it's definitely not dead. We've got a lot of room to still get the property. Bye. So just called my buyers. I broke down what had to happen with the extension. We did end up getting the extension, but we couldn't get the deposit modification that was necessary because they have their finance extension and it's in play. Once they have those numbers, I still believe we can get their house listed, and once that sells, we can come right back with an even better offer on the property. There's still a ton of opportunity to go back and get this house because it is still in the market once their house sells. So as of right now, we don't have a deal that we're working on anymore. It's going through, but very much in play that Joe and I could still put this together once their house sells.
Well, really unfortunate circumstances where we weren't able to exactly put everything together with our deal on Lakeshore Road between myself and Kevin. He's going to continue to work on it on his side. He's going to hopefully get their house listed soon, the buyers of this property, so that they can iron out everything on their end. And if they come back to the table, they're going to be fully armed, which is a great way to go about real estate anyway, is to know exactly where you stand. So now that the deal is officially dead between Kevin and myself, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to call the other realtor that had an offer on the property before and see if I can mend that back together, and we'll see what he's got to say. And then after that, I'll follow up by calling the seller of the property. So hopefully in a perfect world, I'd have some bad news about our first deal falling apart, but some good news that another one's coming together. But even if not, I'm going to collect as much data as I can and bring it back to my seller so we can make our decisions of how we're going to move forward. Mark, Joe Gonzalez, how are you?
Joe, I'm well. You?
Well, thanks. Yeah, with Lakeshore, it's good news for you, is it looks like they're going to step away for now and get their house up on the market and then see if they can come back better armed. So there's definitely an opportunity now for you guys if you want to come back.
Okay. I appreciate you filling me in. Appreciative you keeping us in the loop, and I'm sorry for your seller.
I appreciate that, and hopefully we can put something together here to make up for it all. Okay, sounds good, Mark. Good luck, and hopefully we talk soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, Joe.
No problem. Okay, so there's still some interest there. Now I'm going to call the seller and see where we're going to go from here. So yeah, with the offer right now, I don't know exactly why, but they can't come up with the deposit. So their plan of attack is to just step away, and then it sounds like they want to try and get their house on the market and see if they can get everything lined up and come back. I called the other realtor to let him know that our deal's falling apart. If they decide they want to come back, he's going to let me know. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, Cliff, we'll be in
Thanks,
touch.
Joe.
No problem.
Yep.
Today, I'm going to be putting up, yes, I am going to be putting up some pot lights. My good buddy Mike is here to watch and make sure I do not electrocute myself. but I've got the Right Choice hard hat, my safety glasses. I'm gonna do this as safe as possible and see if I can get some pot lights up in the bullpen. Oh yeah, like a glove. Okay, done. Let's see if this light works. Oh yes, let there be lights.
Just got back from our quick game of tennis. Now it's time to get back to work. I've got 6 offers on my listing that we are going to present to my sellers via telephone. We might have another coming in late. I registered, or had registered 2 while we were at tennis. Now it's time to get back to the grind and see how much juice we can squeeze.
Kev's about to start the offer presentation, and that is all about Kevin calling up the seller and going over all of the offers on the table.
Well, 7 is a lot better than 1 or 0, that's for sure. They're actually all not that bad, but there's one that's no good at all. So we'll just work our way through. Once we've got the people that are close at the end, we can go through those and figure out how we want to go about it, and we'll try and get some more money out of them. Well, this is the one that I talked to you a little bit about when I received it. It's got some clauses that I don't like. There's only one more that I'm going to go over that has a condition. The rest are cash. Well, we would scratch this whole thing out, and I would just write in it's an estate sale. I'm going to make it a little bit more specific so nothing gets confused.
And what he's doing right now is he's getting in touch with all of the agents, letting them know about all the offers, so everybody's playing on the same field. Everybody's making their offer with full knowledge of what's going on.
Yeah, I will call them all right now, and I'll see what I can do for dropping clauses, dropping conditions, and moving up the closing date to what you guys want, as well as seeing how much more money we can get you.
I've been in the real estate game for a number of years now, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, not every realtor would be playing their cards the same way as this. There's a lot of realtors that they'll take the offers, take the best one, call it a day. How Kev handles this different is he works it. He's working for his sellers. He's looking on how to get them the best deal possible.
If they've got some room, I'm hoping we can put a deal together. I've told you, we know who we would like to work with if we can. I just need to get something from you on paper here so I can go and present it back to them. Remember that, but yeah, once you get the signed one back, I'll get it over to my sellers as soon as I can, and we're gonna try and make a quick decision and get it all signed so it's wrapped up tonight. Hey Lisa, it's Kevin, how are you? So I got improved offers from everybody except for one. I sent the 450 back to him and he sent us 460. I think I know which one you want to take, but
I think the 385 will go with.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it's after 12 o'clock officially. Kev's been grinding this out for hours now, and it's finally complete. He doesn't just have an accepted offer, but the house is sold.
We finally finished all of the offerings tonight. We have an accepted firm offer on the listing for my sellers. I told them it would be a bit of a process, the way that I like to do it. I put everything I can into getting them as much money that the market will bring. So it's not just a simple, let's accept this offer and call it a night. They thankfully were good with that. They took their time, and we did everything we could to squeeze the juice and get the job done. Make sure our paperwork is done, processed, and put into the system.
Am I surprised that Kevin's latest listing got multiple offers? Absolutely not. Kevin is doing a phenomenal job working with sellers and working through the entire process from beginning to end.
I'm not surprised that Kevin had another listing and it again went into multiple offers. When listing a house, pricing is everything. and he uses a really good strategy when it comes to pricing.
I didn't think it was going to be quite so active early on. The price that I provide in my comparative market analysis is the most important part of a listing. When I did the comparative market analysis, it came out at one suggested list price. I looked at what else was available that was actually a competitor to this listing. There was nothing available. So I talked about this with my sellers, and I told them we could try and move our suggested price up, and because we don't have that competition, it might provide a really good opportunity to get more money for the sellers. And obviously when we ended up getting multiple offers, it worked out just how we wanted it to, and we couldn't really have asked for anything better.